If you've ever wondered how soldiers kept warm in brutal Cold War winters without relying on noisy heaters, glowing stoves, or anything that could blow their cover, then, buckle up, because this is one of those battlefield secrets that hides in plain sight. For the next few minutes, let's tear into a thermal trick so effective, so embarrassingly simple, that modern survivalists still use it without realizing its military pedigree. This wasn't some fancy electric lining or chemical pack. It was a field-tested system that turned the human body into the main heat source and made sure not a single degree of warmth slipped away. And for soldiers living in concrete bunkers colder than the metal on their rifles, that technique wasn't optional. It was life. After World War II, the Cold War created a new kind of battlefield. Static outposts, deep listening stations, remote mountain passes, underground bunkers, and frozen borders stretching across Europe, Asia, and North America. Troops weren't always fighting. They were watching, waiting, listening, long hours, zero movement, temperatures that sat below freezing for weeks. Heaters? They were liabilities. Fuel had to be hauled in. Smoke could reveal a hidden position. Exhaust trapped in an enclosed bunker could knock out an entire team. Electrical heat required generators, and generators made noise. On frontiers where silence meant survival, soldiers had to rely on the oldest furnace in the world, their own bodies. And here's the twist. Militaries realized that the problem wasn't lack of heat. The human body generates plenty. The real enemy was heat loss. So armies leaned into a full tactical system built around preserving body warmth with precision, not brute force. This wasn't ordinary layering. It wasn't throw on a jacket and hope for the best. Cold War militaries refined the method like a science. They worked with three principles. First, moisture kills warmth. Sweat freezes. Frozen sweat steals heat. So inner layers had to pull moisture away, keeping the skin dry. Second, trapped air is insulation. Mid-layers were designed to create pockets that held warm air, like, mini furnaces. Third, wind is a thief. Outer shells blocked gusts that could strip warmth in seconds. That's the same system elite mountaineers use today, except back then soldiers did it with wool, cotton blends, and rugged windproof shells. The magic wasn't in the high-tech materials, it was in the method. They controlled airflow, humidity, and heat retention with discipline. This is how you use the same method right now. Start with something that wicks, add something that insulates, finish with something that blocks wind. Even thrift store gear works when used in the right order. The key isn't the brand, it's the science. Here's where things get interesting. Cold War engineers built bunkers as passive heat traps. Thick concrete, soil berms, narrow rooms, low ceilings, tight door seals, and moisture barriers. Every design choice had one purpose: to keep the heat produced by soldiers inside. 10 soldiers in a sealed bunker could raise the temperature several degrees purely with their own output. No fire, no noise, no fuel. You can apply this anywhere. If you ever need to warm up a shelter without a heater, just shrink the interior. Close off empty corners, hang blankets or tarps to create smaller chambers. Add a reflective barrier. foil-backed insulation, emergency blanket, even reflective bubble wrap, near walls or ceiling. Block drafts with cloth, snow or soil. Make the room smaller, tighter, more efficient. Your body already generates the heat. The shelter just needs to stop it from escaping. One Cold War discovery changed everything. The ground is the biggest heat thief on the planet. Sit or sleep directly on frozen earth, and you'll lose warmth faster than you can replace it, no matter how many layers you wear. Soldiers figured out that elevation, even a few centimeters, was priceless. Leaves, boughs, cardboard, empty crates, folded uniforms, foam from supply packaging. Anything that separated flesh from frozen soil bought hours of survival. Try it yourself. If you're outdoors, build a thick bed of dry vegetation or use spare clothing as a barrier under your sleeping bag. In a garage or shed, use a folded blanket, mat, or even layered cardboard under your knees and hips. You'll feel the difference in just a few minutes. Conduction is, well, merciless, but it's predictable and honestly quite easy to beat. Cold War troops learned fast that damp clothing becomes, well, dead clothing, sweat, breath frost, melting ice from gear. It all mattered. Soldiers rotated inner layers, dried damp fabric against their bodies when necessary, and adjusted ventilation in bunkers to prevent humidity buildup. One of their most underrated tricks was heat banking. Soldiers warmed their clothes using their own body heat before bed, then sealed that warmth in by closing layers tightly. They'd warm boots under their sweaters for a few minutes before putting them on. They'd preheat jackets inside their sleeping system, so no heat was wasted warming cold fabric. You can use this every winter. Put tomorrow's clothes inside your sleeping bag for 20 minutes. Zip your layers and let your body charge the airspace inside. Warm your socks or boots against your torso before wearing them. It's simple physics, and, well, it works every single time. This entire system runs on nothing but the human body. No fuel, no batteries, no noise, no smoke. It's the opposite of high-tech, and yet, honestly, it's more dependable than any portable heater ever made. A soldier elevated off cold ground, wrapped in a 3-layer system, sitting in a tightened shelter with moisture under control, could endure temperatures that would cripple modern campers relying on gear alone. It's not nostalgic. It's not outdated. It's timeless fieldcraft. And if you're a history buff, a survivalist, or just someone who respects techniques that actually worked in real-world conditions, then this is the kind of knowledge worth keeping close. If this deep dive gave you a new appreciation for the thermal genius of Cold War soldiers, make sure you subscribe, share this video, and spread the word. HistoryHQ grows because of viewers like you. Let's keep this knowledge alive and useful.